of 8 in this first session, and of course 10 is the target for the title this evening.
Probably going to get another.
I don't think he'd have minded the interval selt, because he'd just seen Trump knock in that 100.
Pace-wise, he was a little bit shy on pace, but it's just not only that. Let's see if he can get it this time. Well, that's it. He's played.
Really well cued. Back towards the cube.
9. $25.
At this, he might want to just brush into the punch. He's decided to.
32.
I guess there's an argument if you're in Judd Trump's corner, you just.
38.
So it all was definitely. That's a good shot. Surely he's on one, is he?
Selt skills are more in terms of
Up to something. No, we don't fancy. Deciding that all he could do is drop into the. That's a good shot played at that.
6.
take control of this first session. Brilliant 120 break in the previous frame, a 52 point.
Is the plan anyway?
He is so good at those shots, Judd Trump. Trump looks rather different now.
Don't think it's going to come now. Let's put the seal on.
Red into the right centre, but lost position. And then left. Seen from Trump since they were posing with that ginormous trophy. And he'll now be targeting some sort of advantage going into the momentum back on his side. But in the meantime, it's Judd Trump title of the season.
They caught that one dangerously on the thick side, which means...
Now that is a little bit of a concern. But he's begun to play a lot better now.
We can put the black into the opposite corner, somewhere up there.
Year or two here.
Yeah, I mean, certainly moving the rack into gear. And you know, needs to the spell between the afternoon session and the evening.
And the reason for that, of course, is that he's... So the tempo of the match very much...
He's actually played the safe. Well, as you can see, it was not particularly close.
He wasn't going to be leaving anything.
I think the problem for Matt Selt is just feel he's gone quiet at the moment. Matt not playing.
Now clearly Matt Selt is happy to again touching ball, just pushing the black set. But he hasn't missed it. He didn't look like missing it. He's playing. And he's threatening to take a firm grip on this.
Yeah, he's done all the hard work, isn't that? For what happens from here, these next two frames are really important because he'll be a long way towards it. It's been the case, I think, certainly the case in the previous frame.
One. And the catalyst was that superb send the crowd going. What was it, 7 cushions to pot it? Sent the crowd going. What was it, 7 cushions to pot it? Wow, couldn't have got much closer, could he? It's a good bit of cueing, actually, but it's just not happening.
Oh, very good.
The applause, and it was justified, but it still wasn't good enough to keep Trump at bay.
Not worked out. No, I think we could see this one's fate a long way out because we. Oh goodness me! I don't think he hit the right red there.
One.
At that stage, he was looking pretty fed up, but then out of the blue, he misses a blue. This feels like a big visit for.
I don't know if he got a kick. I didn't notice one. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Start from a low sort of base, I suppose. You can get 35, 40.
8.
The pot here, and I tell you what, he's all over the place at the moment.
34 seconds a shot, which is, to put it into context, the best part of 2 seconds slower than the slowest player. He's just become a little ground down, or
Oh man, Matt has got another chance to ram things up, find a bit of rhythm, play quicker.
1.
but if he can establish
selt 12.
That was a risk.
selt 1.
Ah, that is a great shot. I didn't think there was all that.
And that is a very sweetly struck.
9.
Cue ball on the left of the table. Probably from about there, he believes it does go. Yeah, that's well.
And he struck it very nicely. It was missable, of course.
Other than that, high-value colours are exactly where you'd want them if you were behind in the frame. Yeah, I think initially he was. Equation.
Yeah, nicely done.
Well, this is a very. Things were starting to slip very much away from him. But he'd have to turn his attentions onto winning it, and then he'll be, in the end, the happier player of the.
Not pretty, but he won't care a jot about that. It's all about winning it, and he's done that.
Tell you what, free of all restrictions, and that's the great occasion for him, a big match, and he's a little bit tense this afternoon, all things considered.
At this stage of his career, and trying to bring secret for any player. He has really shown a lot when he won the Indian Open, and this was a must-win frame, really, and he has won it. And so it's game back on here. The points, and to walk away, assuming they're strong enough to walk away.
We don't know who it is yet either, because he left this red on. Well, now.
7.
He's only made one so far today. But, of course, he'd only made one ranking quarter-final. As I mentioned, it's been a fascinating season. And one of the more unpredictable ones in recent.
He trundled in very nicely.
This time just stroking it in. He's going to need to attend to the reds sooner rather than later, but
25.
always.
33.
So the break ends. It's a handy lead this evening. And that sort of intimidating, or
have a situation where the players can't. But something's got to give here sooner or later.
That selt trying to get that cue ball up the other end. I can understand why. Rolling into that bunch is just going to get Terry Camerly. So, oh, he's made all kind of error there. That's a, of course, as you saw, the cue ball crashed into the reds, and this is a big moment.
Suddenly, it's not looking so handy. It could quickly evaporate here. Opportunity to strike and land a significant blow, not just the frame, but frame advantage into tonight's finale. But clearly,
70.
he said it a couple of times, and he's produced his best form when he's been in.
25.
Red not quite as planned, but the table became very open.
32.
It covered well, so now Judd will probably be 20 odd in front at that point, where he'll be putting all his attention in the next few shots.
48.
At this stage, he's gone for it, and that's always the case. The middle, he's gone for putting a ball safe.
Judd Trump, 56.
Oh my goodness me.
That is one in the frame in one visit for Matt Selt, but they are going to take their break because an absolute screamer of a fluke, one that you'd be
some that aren't taken advantage of by that win frames, win crucial frames at crucial junctures of ranking finals, and that's 3 snookers on the blue. And Matt Selt has got to somehow get that injustice out of his system going into this evening's deciding, and threatened to tie the session, getting him first in that 8th frame.